welcome to another interesting episode of Let's Talk. Today I have two very beautiful girls in the studio and they're ready to talk about all things fashion, music and relationships. Stay tuned. Genevieve and Heidi, you're welcome to Let's Talk.
Thank you.
Alright, so first of all we just want to know you. So one by one, kindly introduce yourself. You're Genevieve and you're Eileen. Alright, tell us something, tell the audience, the viewers, something about you.
Okay, my name is Genevieve Chong. I'm a musician, or let me say music minister. I'm a fashionista. I'm into fashion too, and I do a little bit of acting too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it just ended with the singing and the fashion designing. Okay, Ellie, let's hear from you.
Okay, nothing much, just I'm a music minister too, I sing. Then I'm into fashion and I'm into administration too. Anything that needs to be organized, kept, when you are doing a thing, or maybe your program that needs to be organized and all that, I do a little bit of that too. That's
Wow. Okay. So, you know how they say, you hear a lot of times that people talk about white material, right? So, guys out there, if you're listening, I'm not saying too much. I'm not saying, so let's jump right into it. Let's talk relationships. I want to start from there because I know you girls. You're dear friends of mine, and I've known you for a little while, but it's almost kind of like I've known you for a long time because I love your energy. Because anything you bring into the space that I occupy is the energy. The energy is wild. Okay. So having said that, I want to find out, from you guys, what is relationship for you, right? How has it been? If you've ever been in a relationship, how has it been, and what would you like it to be? Do you understand the question?
Yeah.
So let's talk relationship. Because you're young girls, because you're not married, right? So if you've been in any relationships in the past, how has that been? And then comparably, how would you want relationships to be going forward?
First of all, you have to know who you are for you to know what you want to attract or what you want to be attracted to. You don't know what to choose if you don't know who you are, or you don't have a choice. You have to have a choice to make it, to choose something. So I think I'm talking to ladies now. Work on yourself more so that you know yourself enough to choose right. That's what I'm saying.
If I hear you correctly, you want to be a master of yourself first. You want to kind of like know exactly what it is that you want for yourself.
Yes.
Expect from yourself.
Yes.
So that you know what to attract.
Yes. And you can't give what you don't have.
Yeah.
If you are the best of you, you can give the best of you. And you can attract who you are. And I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, take that again.
If I'm the best of me, I will attract the best of me. I won't shortchange myself.
Okay.
Because I've known me.
Okay.
Enough to know what to choose.
Right.
That's what I was going to say when it comes to relationship. Another thing when it comes to relationship is make sure you're on the same page with the person.
Explain that.
Okay. Like, it comes from knowing who you are. You know who you are. Look, I know who I am. I know what I want to be. I know what my goals are. Does this person understand goals? Does this person understand goals? Now, if they understand goals, are they into your goals? So that all these things make the relationship smooth. You don't just be in relationship for being in relationship
for the sake of being in a relationship.
No.
You know what you're looking for.
You know what you're looking for. It has a goal. What's the goal? You understand? Do you want to get married, or are you just passing time
there just to have sex?
Yes.
Right? Or are you taking it to the marriage
level? Or now, when it comes to me, I like being friends. When you ask me, I like being just friends with people. Because there's no pretense in being friends. Like, I'm your friend. I don't pretend to be like I made my hair.
Right.
I'm going to visit you. Okay, it's going to visit.
I have to look.
We're just friends. So when we're now wanting to be, when we want to be
moving to the next level.
Yeah. Just me and you. We'll give a word for that. But we've already known ourselves.
Right.
There's nothing like pretense.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Date your friend. Be in a relationship with your friend. There's no pretense inside. You already know me to some extent before we became exclusive with each other.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so if I hear you properly, you want to say start first of all being friends with whoever you're going to be in a relationship with, so that there's this unpretentiousness, you all know each other, right? You come and you just be free.
You just be yourself.
Right, but when you start a relationship from wanting to be in a relationship, then there's tendency for you to hide certain things and not to be completely 100% yourself. And that could show up later in the relationship.
Something.
Okay.
Well, for me, when it comes to relationship, I like when people define what they want. Me, I don't just want to be in a relationship. So I used to ask people, a lot of girls, maybe they want the money, so they're into a relationship, or they want the sex, or the fame, or the fame, or get acquainted with that kind of people, so you can just appear with them and all that. So, but for me personally, I don't like a relationship because I want to be in a relationship, so maybe we end up having sex and we're just dating, giving me money. No, if we are going to be in a relationship, it's not just platonic, I'm talking about relationship, then it has to be something that is leading to marriage. If it's not leading to marriage, for me, I'm wasting my time.
Okay, so let me just hold you, I'll cut you short there. So for Genevieve, you say whether it will lead to marriage, you want to start platonic. But for you, you have to spell it out right from the beginning.
Yes, if it's going to be exclusive, and if we're just friends, like platonic friends, I don't mind. But anything that has to be exclusive, leading to boyfriend and girlfriend, like in quotes, it has to be specific. This is where we're going to. We're not just in this relationship like we're separate, we're making calls and we're calling for what? For me, that's what I ask myself. What is it for? Okay, you're calling me every day, I'm calling you every day, I love you, you love me for what? What are we doing with it? That's me. And one thing with me, if I see that it's not leading to where I want, I will cut it off immediately. Because I don't believe in staying there and okay, let me just be managing this when something else comes up. Because I don't believe in taking what I don't. I don't want to keep you, but I still want to take something from you. I don't have that kind of philosophy. If I don't want you, I'll be straightforward with it. I don't want this. Then you can go, then I can go. But me, if I have to be in an exclusive relationship, it has to be defined and it has to lead to marriage. If it's not leading to marriage specifically, there's no, you can just be platonic friends. I love that. That's better for me. That's how I go.
Okay, so what if a guy comes to you? Okay, because I hear you, I mean, very clearly, and I think for you all watching, especially the younger ones that are just getting into relationships, I think it's a good thing to have at the back of their minds, or at the back of your minds, to know that relationships have to lead somewhere, and you have to be clear on that so that there's no ambiguity.
So I hear people saying relationships must not lead to marriage, but I don't think I agree with that. What are you doing? I don't.
For me, what I think, if there's no place we are going to,
where are we going to?
What are we doing? Like for example, if we're not leading to marriage, so what standard am I measuring the guy? What standard is he measuring me? What is the standard at which we have the relationship? Like, is she good for me? Is he good for me? Is he good for my vision? Can I spend the rest of my life with him? Is he going to be a good father to my children? So there has to be a standard for that relationship. So for me, if it's not leading to this thing, so what are we measuring it with? If it's not, for example, if it's not leading to marriage and it's a girl relationship, what I'm thinking is this friendship good for my destiny? I know where I'm going to. I know what I want. So I'm measuring everything around me with my destiny or where I'm going to, because I'm not into connecting, I'm into protecting what I have, because I want to go far.
And everybody around me affects what I have.
So you have to attract the people that work towards what you want.
So if we're not leading to somewhere, it's like you telling me let's enter the car and go where. So if we're going to the hospital, then I know what we're going to pick on the road. If we're going to a church, I know what we're going to pick on the road. If we're going to a motherless baby's home, I know what we're going to pick on. But we have where destination. So that's how I see relationship. That's how any kind of relationship at all. It doesn't even have to be a girl.
Any relationship.
It has to be defined.
It has to be defined. I heard all of this. I mean, I'm going to ask a question later, but I just want to find out. You sound very opinionated. Like you must have been through something to make you get to this stage that you are. What brought this about? What made you certain, like thick in your conviction right now?
Anyway, I've always been somebody that's been influenced by people that are above me. I learn a lot from people that are older than me. That's number one. Number two, I'm a church girl. Agree, George. So that has a lot of influence on me. Number 3, I think another thing that funny enough, that had this kind of influence on me is the university.
Okay.
When I was in school, I just saw this boyfriend, of course, is rampant in school. Okay. If you have a boyfriend in school, okay, it's fine, it's good. After that,
What's next?
I've left university now for like 7-8 years or above. Honestly, almost all the people that I saw being boyfriend and girlfriend in school, I didn't see any impactful results that came from the relationship. So it now made me really come to the conclusion that I don't want to waste my time.
Right, the relationship that's not leading anywhere.
Anywhere, we're just doing, and nobody comes into your life and lives like that.
Yeah, they
something. They take something, they influence something. They drop something and they give something. So if I'm going to be in a relationship like that, it has to be something that even if we didn't end up the way we thought, or something, I could still look back and say, and Juliet really, really, really influenced me positively here, more than there should be advantages to the person
in your life,
in my life, than the disadvantages. Right. So that's practically what influenced my beliefs.
For me, I think I had a sense of where I'm going to early in life.
Wow.
Because, like she said, I'm a church girl too. But it's not about being a church girl. I had a sense of where I'm going to early in life. As a girl that was in secondary school, I wasn't even like every other girl in secondary school. I never had a friend. I stay on my own. I do my thing. I believe I was going to be great. And I had mentors as a girl.
Oh, and you believe you are going to be great.
I believed it with all my strength. And I knew that whatever I do now is going to affect me later. And I didn't want to have a situation where 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, so one guy is coming up from one day, I dated, I slept with, I did this. So I already have that. I want to come out and you don't have nothing against me. Because I've seen people that, because they didn't see where they were going to, the kids spoiled the king when the king appeared. Wow. What they did as a king spoiled what they became as a king. So I had that vision early in life. I'm not saying I've been a saint and everything has been good. The devil actually came to fight that, because the devil always fights what you believe. But I still tried to keep what I believed. So because I had that vision early in life, people that I took when I was in secondary school, one of the people that were my mentors was Minister for Education. I remember, obviously, as a then, and the person just regime. I'm that old, come on, I am somebody, So she was my idol, and the former Minister for Finance, what's her name, Diziani. So these people really affected. I was like, if these women and Okonji-Iweala presently. So what I said to myself is, if these women could get to this level, I don't think they were messing around with guys when they got here. One of the things I did, I faced my studies, because I believed then that if I can go to school and have good grades, I was going to be great. Right. So I was like, no, this is distraction. Guys are distraction. So I believed it. But when I started getting more mature, I saw that it's not just about education. It's about my destiny. It's about my destiny. So I had a sense of where I'm going to. It's strong. It's so clear. I knew it. So anything I do, like I said before, has to come from that lens.
That's right.
It is not coming from that lens, and you won't see me there. Right. Even in his church service, I won't go. Because there was a friend that invited me to a program, so I had to. She was a very good friend of mine. I had to look at the flyer. I saw the caliber of people in the flyer. I said, I don't think they have to do that.
Not only the caliber of people,
not really caliber, the age gap, not really
the aim of the program.
That's the right word. That's the right word. Like where I am, if I see Koboko night, Koboko the devil, I won't go, because I'm not Kobokoing the devil. That's what I'm trying to say. But if I see work with your vision with clarity, 10D clarity, colored clarity, working with your vision
speaks to what you already believe.
You will see me in the front row, because everything I do love staying around you, because you have this. You see things like 20 miles ahead, and you have a way of hitting where I've not even seen. Wow. That's what friendship should be. If I'm seeing 30, you should be able to see the 40th part of it for me, so that my clarity can be 360 and I'm not just in 180. And if I'm seeing 180 and I'm having a friend that is diminishing it to 70,
I'm not seeing the need for the friendship. friendship.
And that's what relationship should be about, and that's what should lead to marriage. Is this guy gonna help me to become everything I have projected?
You know, I listen to this woman a lot. This Ibukun Awashika,
Right.
the chairman of the First Bank, and that one impacts me too much. You know, there's a way you are. You don't know if it's even
attainable.
Yeah, but you know that's who you are. When I look at that woman, I'm not an alien.
I think when God places some people, securities, I can do this. I'm not alone.
I'm not an alien or something. I'm not mad or something.
Right.
Because in our generation, our philosophies are kind of
Different.
Because somebody will make you think, yeah, this, what are you thinking? You not think, am I being too serious in my life? When you now see people, okay, I'm on the right track. Yeah.
Flaunting it.
You know, okay, I'm good. Okay. You understand? Like you just will say, a kid will need a king to bring out the king in him. So that kind of women make me know, okay, don't go, okay, I'm on the right track. So I know I'm good.
So these are the kind of things that kind of form
the right
convictions.
Right. But that's really strong. And tell me, what do you do when things seem like they're fighting against all you believe in? Where do you get your staying power? Yeah, because I mean, I'm taking it for granted that yes, you have these ideals and you have these women that you look up to that help you stay connected and focused and help you not think that you're crazy or alone. But then when the times come when these things are fighting against each other and it looks like your goals and your dreams are
too far,
miles away and you probably never get there, what helps you to keep grounded?
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Absolutely. That's
Based on who I am.
That's what we do here.
I'm going to say who I am.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. I hold the word of God at a very high esteem. See, when people say, what do you do when your future looks bleak? I've been there. You will always be there. If you're a person of destiny, that flaws in your life, you think, I can't go beyond this. That the faith you have will look like the thickness of a thread. You don't know if this will break, but I hold on to what God has told me. I really, really hold on to it. I think one of my friends called me yesterday, one of those days in my life, and I said, see, as I'm talking to you now, the only thing that's holding me is what God told me. My vision is looking bleak. Behind is not even looking. You know when you can't go backward, you can't go forward. I'm just holding on to what God told me. So for me, I just believe God cannot lie. God cannot disappoint. And some of these people I look up to, they have God as their anchor too. So if God can see them through in this kind of things that they pass through, some of their testimonies, I say, oh, okay, I know how. So for me, this is the only thing that helps me hold on when everything looks blurry. And another thing, I go back to what I can do. You know, champions, the only thing that keeps champion going is the thing they know how to do. I was reading one of TJ's books, and he said one guy that is an athlete, he went to prison. He was falsely accused and he went to prison. When he came out, the only thing he knew how to do was to go back to what he does. Like going back, he says like therapy to us. So when I go back,
else fails.
I go back to fashion, I go back to singing. This I know that this is just why I don't. I just use it as my therapy. I use it to think. I use it to so that I don't become idle or depressed. But depression will come. Let me just tell you the truth.
Absolutely, that's to see. We need to give it 100% here because a lot of people look at you and think that all is rosy, right? And then it's hard for them to believe that people actually have depressing moments, or they see you all fine and looking good and Robbie Woo, and looking bright and radiant, and they do not want to believe for the life of them that you have hard times. Ellie, let me hear from you. What keeps you grounded?
Like I said before, I'm still coming from the standpoint. When you have a sense of where you're going to, every other thing comes from that standpoint. Even when I've had seasons in my life that it was so threatening. It crushed. You don't even know my story, like it crushed. And I didn't even know how did I get here? But I told myself, I've come too far to give up. I don't know how we're going to do this. Because let like she said, I think we're having the same ideologies. Like we're coming from the same stuff.
Yeah,
But for me, like she said, I am a Christian and I don't have apologies for that.
Yeah.
I don't. Because every other thing I do comes from that standpoint. So one thing I've known is that when I was in that season, one thing I did was that I just came to a point, I was like, okay, that was when this song made sense to me. He that is down.
Yes, of course.
I told myself I'm already on the floor. Anything you want to do with me, go fine. Anything you don't want to do with me, I don't care. I just stayed there. And I think it just passed. And that's what I discovered. The way it will pass. The way, you know what I'm saying? And it came to pass. I don't even know how. I didn't know how. The worst time of my life, the highest time, it stayed for like 6 months and it passed.
Wow.
And the heat of it was 2 weeks and it passed. And I came out, I'm not looking like what I've been
What
through.
you've been through.
Because, so
Definitely are not looking like what you've been through.
for me, there's, because sometimes I used to tell, I used to tell Jenny, she's my sister. I used to tell her, I'll tell her, people that don't know Jesus,
What they doing?
in this season, what do you hold on to? Because it comes, I've been in a situation for 3 months, I didn't leave the house. We didn't leave the house. I didn't talk to anybody. There was nobody to talk to. There was nobody to turn to. There was nothing. And the only thing I held on to was the Word of God. I'll take my Bible, I'll read, I'll take all the other books that God will send my way, and I'll read. And I'll be like, so sometimes I'll touch, I'll be like, so if we don't have,
If we didn't have this, what
I
would
was
we have
like,
done?
what do they do? I don't, because I've never been in that place, so I don't know what they do. And so when I see people smoke, when I see people drink and get drunk, when I see people go and do all sort of crazy stuff,
Because
I
of
do
pain.
not.
I don't judge.
I
Because
don't.
you don't know,
I don't know.
the darkness they follow into.
Because I've been there.
And another thing is, this is when you need, this boils back to having good friends.
Okay.
This is when you need, nobody's an island.
Everybody needs somebody.
Everybody needs somebody, man. I'll tell you, this is when you need somebody, I'll tell you,
Hold your hands.
they'll hold your hands. Look,
It's
not
gonna be okay.
see. I was telling somebody, is there nobody you can trust anymore? This is when you need people you trust. People that will use your pain against you later.
They can just come and say the way it is and pour it out.
Pour yourself and they will still hold you.
Take you.
They will still understand.
It's not kept in the vault for
And it's not kept in front for you to be used against you. That God will just give. Everybody should pray for that kind of people.
Yeah.
We got them confidence.
Yeah, and TDJ says if you have 2 of them in your lifetime, you are lucky.
Wow.
I'm telling you, this is when you need people. God might not give you them in your life, He might give you them in seasonally.
Yeah,
He might give them to
help you
in that
through.
season. Yeah, and you really need them.
Okay.
And when you find them, please don't joke with them.
Okay. Wow. This is powerful. It's almost like having a church service here, right? It's really powerful, and I'm glad it's coming from both of you young ladies, because a lot of people really like to feel that it's older people that talk. You have to be grounded in faith. You have to, know what you believe and believe what you know. And all. But coming from both of you is refreshing. Because it just tells me that younger ones these days are more into knowing and understanding what life and destiny is about. It's not the older ones talking to the younger ones. Now the younger ones having a grasp of it and they're running with it. Okay, we've spoken about you guys to a certain extent. There's what is unboxed.
Okay, so it was in 2015, 2014. We've always been, like we said, we are sisters.
Yeah.
We've always been fashion designers when we were kids. When we were kids, like 4, 5, 6, my sister will take pieces of clothes, use needle and thread, and design dresses, and adults come and take it and go on. So that's how we were. And I've always been this fashionable. I like fashion. I like looking at TV, watching movies to see what they were.
Wasn't good.
Yeah,
It's trendy.
fashion magazines. I've always loved it as a child, as a teen.
Okay.
So it was after my NYSC, or during my NYSC, I decided to go and learn fashion and designing. So the environment we were living that time, I didn't know any fashion design house or a fashion school that I could enroll in or train with. So I just saw people making beads, so I went to learn how to make beads. So 3 months into learning how to make beads, I saw a fashion house, so I went to ask them. So they said I should come and roll. That's how I started enrolling. At the end of my training, I met, as I'm saying, at every junction, God connected me to this wonderful family. So the woman told me to go and improve. So I went to improve. She sponsored everything. After that, she said, that God said she should register my business with CAC. I should look for a name. I said Genevieve Patrick. She said no, she doesn't like me. I should go and pray. I should go and ask God to show me name. One evening I went into myself where me and God used to meet. I said, God just told me, seriously, God told me, what don't you like? If I ask you what you like, maybe it's confusing. What don't you like? I said, one thing I hate in my life is being stifled. I hate to be stifled. I like freedom. I function when
Better when you're expressing
I don't
yourself
like being
freely.
boxed. He said, okay, what's the name being unboxed? So I just opened my mind and asked my sister, is that even an English word? She asked, okay, I said unboxed. She said, okay, let's start check her dictionary. She was using her phone. So she said, yes. He said, being unboxed, coming out of a box. I said, I've gotten my name. That's how I went to tell the woman.
Wow.
That's how the name came about.
So unboxed is everything not conventional.
Non-conventional. I hate being conventional. I totally hate anything that stifles me. Convention, ideologies, I hate norms.
Yeah.
Where we came from, we were too talented when we were young. So when you are talented, when you're young, you kind of attract a lot of envy and jealousy, and
Even when you're old.
yeah. So, but because
And a lot of expectations.
yes,
Unrealistic expectations.
Very high.
that so because we grew like that, and a lot of people wanted us to be like this. I wanted to be like this. Majorly, my sister is a sparky way and a choleric. So she is this sparky type. I'm not really a sparky way. I'm this kind of maybe choleric and phlegmatic. I'll just be there watching you, but you won't really change my mind.
I don't think so.
That's my choleric part. You won't really change my mind, but I'll look like you can change my mind, but you don't know that you can't change my mind. So, but my sister being a sparky sanguine, and because we started singing early enough, so we had a lot of expectations. So people want to do like this, do it like this. Why is it here? From my mom. My mom is this reserved,
And because she's the mother of this
talented children.
So everybody's expecting her to do something to you. So
Right.
So my mom was trying to box her to become like her, an introvert, and she is an extrovert.
Wow.
So she grew with that kind of confinement. So when we now grew
into knowing ourselves.
so one of the things I tell myself is I'm not going to allow anything
Define
keep me where they want me to be or keep me. One of the things I used to confess everyone is I'm not a puppet
In
in anybody's hands. And I'm what God wants me to be at every junction and every time. Nothing's going to control me, whether from where I'm coming from, nurture, training, people's expectation. So when the word came, it's like everything God put it in one word, kept it boxed. So when we meet people, what I'm looking at is what is more that is still inside that you don't know about.
Wow.
So it wasn't even one of the days God told me it's not really about the clothes that we put on, it's about the mind.
I've come to realize as a fashion designer that it's not about the clothes you put on. People have beautiful bodies, you make beautiful dresses for them, it still doesn't fit them. Until you talk their minds into understanding
Believing that they are beautiful, you are rocking it well,
You talk their mind
into understanding the dress
and who they are. Sometimes you have to tell them, do you even know who you are? You're big, and you have to start speaking to their mind to bring them out of the
to change the states that they're in and go and come back. They just to fit them.
Because that was when I thought that fashion is all about the mind.
Everything is in the mind.
Wow, that's just mind-blowing right there. You have to talk the person's mind. You have to design their mind into believing in what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's serious. So you speak to their minds and unbox their minds. And then they start to feel
So
and
people be like,
understand and appreciate.
there's this lady, she'll be like, I have a big tummy. And my sister will always say, for your size, you don't have a big tummy.
Yes, because you're looking at me. I don't have the same size as you. So at my size,
So everything is expected of you based on your size.
who you are.
So you have to understand.
But then this is you looking at somebody and comparing yourself to somebody,
That's
not
another thing.
comparing yourself to
To
yourself.
yourself. I know the Bible says those that compare themselves with themselves are not wise.
Wow. I hope you all heard that. You're not supposed to compare yourself to another person. So don't even compare yourself to me. Compare yourself with you.
That's another challenge is you to find themselves. This person is having those traits. That's what is winning now. Oh, they have hair. I don't have hair.
Constantly comparing
You know,
yourself.
you are wearing Yezi. I don't know what is in vogue now. This Yezi Okay, I know. Nike brought out 3 Valentine theme sneakers now, and you don't have it, and this person has it, and that makes you not to be in vogue. No. Especially when you think you don't have enough, it makes people go to do what they're not supposed to do, indulge in things they're not supposed to indulge because you want to look the part. You want to look like
Fit in.
Yeah, you want to fit in, and that's a big challenge for youth. I think parents should understand that and really talk to their children because it's not an easy challenge.
And I remember one thing my mom used to say when we were young.
I
hated it, but
I hated it.
But you know, recently it started making sense.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of it. I tell my children this thing. If you say, Mommy, they say we should bring this thing.
Let me start from the beginning. You just said we do things in church, as in sing in church choir, like children choir from children choir, adult choir. So we're always leading uniforms. You need uniforms, and because we are always leading, you have to dress it. And most of the times we don't have those uniforms, so we have to go borrow. So I'll cry. Mom, my mates. I'll make this statement. Mom, my mates have this thing and we don't have. She always slap me.
Yeah.
And she will say, you don't have mates.
Repeat
Say it.
You say it like 5 times.
You don't have mates.
When you're crying.
I never understood it, but I say. But now I'm a grown up. I'm beginning to appreciate that.
So when some things come up, I'll tell myself,
I don't have mates.
I'm running my race.
Yeah.
I don't have mates. So if you think you're bringing up some things, stuff
To intimidate me,
I'll just tell my mind.
I don't have mates.
Wow. Okay, so it means that nothing you do, that's on you, that's not on me, right? I don't have to put myself under any pressure.
Yeah.
It's important because we have a lot of youth. I have teenage girls and that's it comes to me all the time. Mom, everybody's doing it doesn't make it right.
Yes.
You don't have to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
And then she goes back. So hopefully one day she'll understand that you don't have to be like anybody else. And then the only thing that I love about me is what am I doing extra? Right? What am I doing extra? What am I doing that's different from what everybody else is doing?
I was like that. I hated uniform. Even when I was music director, because when I was in school, I was heading a choir in the church. I made sure my choir didn't have this. I hate this uniform thing. Everybody must wear it. I don't know. That's me.
Yeah.
Something must be uniform, like the color, but the style. Let it be
Unique, right?
Let the style
Let
be
it
you.
speak you.
Let the color be
right.
uniform.
It's like a theme color.
Yeah, so that I don't box you down to what I think you should do.
Right.
Be you, but let the color be okay. But bring your
style,
uniqueness.
Your fashion. Let's see what you can do with it. Run it around. Let's see.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to conclude on this note now. We've been talking since, and once in a while you've chipped in choir this, choir from young, choir from old, choir from everywhere, sing, song, and all of that. We're going to close on this note. You're going to have to sing for us, guys. Yeah.
Love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. Because of greatest love of all is happening to me.
Wow. That was mind-blowing. That was absolutely mind-blowing. Thank you so much, girls. Thank you for coming. Thank you for agreeing to be here.
And thank you for having us. It's
been
an
a
honor.
blessing. It's been a blessing. You always are a blessing. Yet again, you've been a blessing. Thank you. I really want to use the opportunity to encourage you to continue to be all of what you've spoken about and all of who you are and all of who God has created you to be. Right? So, viewers, there you have it. Let's talk. We've talked today and we talked to this beautiful, talented young girls. If you want to see more discussions like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, press the notification button. Let's keep the conversation going.